मनो बुद्ध्यहंकार चित्तनिनहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्.
This question comes back over and over, is the who is the witness, as to who is the witness, who
Correct.
is
Yes.
witnessing this. That point is where I get not a perfect clarity yet on that.
Yes, it's impossible to get because you can never know that.
That's
That's the basic point.
the
Each
basic.
even sage Vasishtha drives. Because you are that witness yourself. So you can't see yourself. You can't know yourself. See, a lot of these present day teachers confuse there.
Right, right,
You
right.
see, a water drop in the ocean can never see the ocean because it's so indistinguishable. It is part of the ocean itself. If it separates itself out as a droplet, as something else, or as a whirlpool, then there is separation between them. I mean, whirlpool is not a good example. I mean,
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
droplet just coming and falling on the shore.
Right, 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 right. Yeah,
That can
yeah.
see the ocean, but being within the ocean, the droplet can never feel itself or never know the ocean because it is ocean itself.
Yeah,
It's
right,
the,
right.
so as a witnessing consciousness, you yourself are that consciousness, so you cannot see it. So what do the people do? Then they imagine an Ishvara, a Godhead,
Right.
and keep him away, distant from oneself. And they think so many other things that I am too small, too limited, too incapable, and Ishvara is more capable. He can take me to the ocean.
Right,
All these notions keep coming.
right,
But all this is a reflection of that I thought itself. It's an extension of the I thought itself.
right, right.
So pursuing that route is totally useless. Then what is this droplet of ocean which is looking for liberation? This droplet is, as Brihadaranyaka gives a much better analogy.
Mm.
Brihadaranyaka says, particularly in that Maitreyi Brahman, the dialogue between Maitreyi and
Right,
Advaita.
right.
And we discussed that at the AV also.
Yeah,
Kilium, that part, when it separates out like salt, seawater is all just saltish water, it's brine.
right, right, right.
Only when the salt separates out after coming in contact with sunlight and some ground surface, soil, and all that, then it becomes condensed and feels it is separate from the ocean. Strictly speaking, there is no separation at all. Both are one and the same because when the salt enters back into the sea, it just dissolves. It doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
right, right, right.
So a ocean, as ocean yourself, you can never see either the ocean or the salt. A ocean doesn't distinguish.
Right.
So you are always in the ocean and you are a droplet who thinks he or she is separate. Actually, you have not separated. This is another little twist there.
Mm.
The salt pan is not in the sea. The salt pan is outside the sea.
Outside there. Right, right, right. Yeah.
Right? If you are outside like that, you can see the salt, the ocean separate from yourself.
Right, right,
But
right.
in the position that you are right now in, you are within the ocean itself. So why
Yeah.
do we give this comparison of salt and even Agnimalkya did say that Kilium, a little piece of it separated out.
From the
It
salt.
is
Yeah.
all an imagination. We are sitting within the ocean and imagining we are separate. So when this imagination of separation begins, then this whole business of a world and everything begins to appear.
Yeah. Business of what? Business of
Business of seeing a separate world,
yeah.
trying to seek salvation, feeling pain and happiness,
Yeah. Oh, that part. Right.
all
Right. Yeah.
the dualities, pairs of opposites, experiencing something outside me, happiness, misery, all these things will, the whole enchilada will begin.
If
That
you think you are separate. Yeah. Yeah.
if you think you are separate, and the thought which rises that I am separate is the real root cause,
Right. Right.
whether explicitly stated or not stated. It is just underlying in an abstract form there, invisibly.
So, what is the difference between the two thoughts, I am and I am separate? Just the I am thought versus I am separate.
Yeah, actually, I am thought also should
Yeah.
be dropped. Even
Drop. Right.
Nisargadatta towards the
Right.
end
Oh, yeah. Very much
part
so.
he
Yeah.
says
Right.
it.
Right. That is his
So
strategy. Right. Right. Yeah.
his style of emphasis
Yeah.
there.
Right. Yeah.
So I am is also a thought. As Brahman yourself, there is no scope
No
for
thought.
thought.
Right.
Because
Right.
thought is vibration which separates out. It's like developing of a crack. Crack develops means there are two things on
Yeah.
either side of the crack. So very thought, whether it is I am thought or I thought, doesn't matter.
Any thought. Yeah. Yeah.
Any thought
Yeah.
begins to separate things. So as Brahman, thought itself is impossible.
Now, what about the perception? Like there could be perception of different things, but no thought. Is that a state?
You see,
There could be a
if you just
if
perceive,
just perceive, just there is a microphone, but I'm calling it microphone after I see that. So that is a thought. But just seeing, that is what I'm trying to, is just by
no,
seeing or
even if
hearing.
yeah, even if you see,
Yeah.
you are seeing something different from you.
Yeah. Okay.
See, white color patch in a white canvas cannot be seen. Only if there is a little difference in the color or form or something, then only the visibility will come.
Right.
So
Right.
the moment I hear, the moment I touch, the moment I see, I am always seeing something different. So I am still separate from it, and I thought is operating there. In the very
Yeah.
perception,
Right.
there's an
Right.
I
Right.
thought there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Without that I, seeing also is not recognized. You will be
Yeah.
just looking like that. Maybe the body, you're not anymore you there. Just the body keeps looking like that.
Yeah.
And when somebody asks you, what are you looking at? Nothing, because there the mind and all this comes up
Right.
and
Commit.
responds
Exactly.
to
Right.
things.
Right. Right.
So just
So,
perceiving without any knowledge of perceiving. This is what J.K. Krishnamurti also emphasizes.
mm,
The moment we see, then we start naming it, judging it, liking
right.
it,
Right.
disliking it, all sorts of things. Even before judging and all that, just in the inside we absorb it. That's all. Like when you see a beautiful
Right.
sunset, I'm sorry, beautiful
Right.
sunset, you don't even perceive, you just stop there with
Yeah.
open mouth. At that moment, there is no real perception there. There is no feel of separation there. Just that
Yeah.
moment.
Right.
The moment passes and say, oh, it's beautiful. Even that
Then.
itself is already separation.
Right. 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 Right.
Okay?
So the question I was going to ask you: is it possible not to see? Is it possible not to hear? Is it possible not to touch, feel? And that's so there is a line where, like you say, when is the sunset, there is a time where before you grab it, there is a certain threshold there. Or is it possible? I know sleep is different story. Sleep is all darkness.
It's only an
Uh,
analogy, but sleep
yeah, yeah.
happens within this world itself.
Well, right, right, right.
You are
Yeah,
not separately sleeping somewhere. Sleep
right, right.
happens as part of the world.
Yeah,
But that is given as an analogy, but in sleep, really separation is not there. I'm sorry,
right.
non-separation is not there.
Yeah, yeah,
In sleep
right.
also,
In sleep. So there
separation
is
is there.
right, 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 right. I mean, I can imagine that when I'm seeing, I'm not hearing. When I'm hearing, I'm not touching. So there is a way of not hearing, not seeing, not. So it is
Yeah, but
possible to.
there
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens because at any given moment, you can operate only one sense.
Right, right,
Or at
right.
the most, there is a
No, one sense.
binding mechanism within the
Yeah,
brain,
yeah.
and it can combine the signals of sensations and then draw an inference. But that
Right.
is all part of the body itself, not that witnessing.
Yeah,
Now, the important question is where from this imagination of a separate me happens? Where from does it happen? That is inexplicable.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely right.
So, even the scripture, you know, throws hands up. It,
Yeah,
it
right.
says, our business is not to explain how
Yeah,
it happens. Our
yeah.
business is to save you from this rigmarole.
Right, right, right.
So, the important fact that the Upanishads mention is how do you get out of this rather
Right,
than explaining how you got in. So, Shankara dismissed the whole issue by saying, oh, it is Maya.
right,
It's a magic. Yeah, nobody
right,
knows how it
right.
happens. But still, when people insist, then he will come to this
Creation, yeah.
Adhyaropa Apavada,
Right, right,
creation.
right. Okay,
There is
says
a
right, right,
God,
right,
He is creating you,
right,
all
right.
this
Yeah,
sort of stuff. But that God is also equally an imagination.
right, right,
Just as the imagination, I am separate. But in your imagination of I am separate, you have a very definite size body, 5 feet, 6 feet,
right,
born on so and so date, having an address somewhere, parents are so and so, all this further story is built to strengthen it.
right,
And when it comes to Ishvara, nobody really explains to whom Ishvara is born.
right.
Have you got any explanation anywhere about Ishvara? No, it is just an imagination.
Yeah,
But
right,
you have imagined him instead of the 5 feet, 6 feet body, parentage, and address, and all that. You have imagined to be a same type of person like me
yeah,
with a wife and kids and all that, but he has immense powers,
right,
immense abilities. I see only the gross world, whereas he can see even the subtle world and
yeah,
causal world. I can see only one lifetime of mine, whereas he can see everybody's lifetime.
right,
Like this, a story of all these things is built up.
right,
So then, what is that sentience within you or Ishvara or anywhere? It is same Brahman.
right. So the question, the more important question is to how do you stop? How does the seeing or hearing stops? How does that stop?
One question, one point we should remember there is
Yeah,
this body,
yeah,
for some reason or other, is already born
right,
in this world.
correct.
So it has precipitated out of this whole thing, but it is precipitated now. You
Yeah,
can't put the paste back into the tube.
right, right,
So we have to accept it. As long as this body is there, the body will continue to see
right,
until its shelf life is over.
right,
So as long as the body is there, you can't help anything as far as body is concerned.
Right, right, right,
Only thing you can do is the real, the sentience part which you are,
right,
which is really able to know things, feel that I see things, that feel
right,
part, not the
right.
seeing part.
Not seeing part. Right,
That
right,
is the Brahman, the real
right,
sentience.
right,
The
right.
rest of these things are all totally inert,
Yeah,
insentient.
right, right, right,
They have no understanding of anything at all. So, what we can do in the present life is to separate between this body and its functions and its life, self life,
right,
and the sentient part. And we slowly, more and more, identify ourselves as the sentience only and not the body. So we
right,
have nothing to do with the body. We cannot change anything for the body because it is the result of its past effects. It has precipitated.
right.
It is the paste that is out of the tube. It's waste of time to think about it. Just leave it. So, to the best to the best possible ability, you will take care of it that it is not put into unnecessary danger.
Right, right, right,
It will have its normal shelf life, which you don't intentionally end. Because when moment you try to intentionally end it, there is already a separate I which is trying to end
so
that.
right, 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 right,
So we
right.
don't even try to end it. We
Yeah,
will let it live its course, take care of it as a custodian, because this body has given us that opportunity to know this
right,
knowledge.
right,
Without this body, we would not have been able to know. So, and now that we know it, we more and more identify with that formless, attributeless, all pervasive, whatever that is. The sentience, pure sentience.
your
It
senses.
doesn't
Yeah,
know itself, it doesn't know anything else also. And yeah, last time also we talked about it. You remember that uh, Kanisha triangle and Ehrenstein's or the circle, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. Circle and all. Right, right,
yeah,
right, right.
they
Yeah,
just are seen. You cannot explain how it has formed. You
uh-huh.
cannot lift it really. This separate, I thought, is also something like that.
Like that.
You
Right,
can't
right.
fight it. You can't stop it also because can you stop seeing those triangles or circles,
Yeah,
even
right.
squares, three-dimensional figures also appear like that.
Which are
You
not there, but they appear. Yeah, yeah,
appear there and you
yeah,
feel you can,
yeah,
even if you try your best to avoid them, you can't help.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Right, right.
three-dimensional objects also appear like that.
Same. Yeah,
So
right,
instead
right,
of fighting with them, see it is a defect of that construction process itself.
right,
That
right, right,
I and your other ability of this brain cannot overcome it. Only
true.
thing is, okay, that is the limitation of the body. Body keeps saying it. Let it work. I am separate. That sentience is real me. I am formless. When you are formless, automatically you cannot say you are present here and you are not present there.
Right,
Like space, you cannot say space is available here and not available there. Space is all over.
right, right,
So when you become formless, you are all over. When you are all over, you cannot even move. Where will you move?
right, right,
There is no place to go and move. You cannot move. When you cannot move, there cannot be a change in you. Even birth and death are changes. So when you are formless, you don't have birth, you don't have death. And that is the only property it has is that sentience, knowing ability.
right, right. Yeah,
So the body will continue its life, shelf life, whatever it is destined to, however long it has to live, it will live. And like that Einstein circle, it will keep seeing the world We can't fight with it. It is part of the world. It is not your part.
Yeah.
It's Panchabhutatmika. Like the world is Panchabhutas, your body is also Panchabhutas. And it is endowed with these five senses to recognize each of the Panchabhutas.
Yeah.
Even the Panchabhutas have come because of your five senses.
So you can look at in two ways. One way is anything you see, anything you hear, anything is really not real
Part of the
because
world,
it is,
part of
yeah,
the
part of
body.
the world. And at the same time, you can also say anything you see, anything I see, anything is me only.
That seeing element is you, not
Right,
what
seeing
is
element.
seen.
No, 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 not what
Not
I'm
even the
seeing.
process of seeing.
No, not even just the one that is at the base of this or whatever
Knowing it,
substrat.
at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
base of
knowing it.
knowing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, at the base of knowing it. Right. So it is the
Just
same way of looking at it. One way is false. One way is it is me.
correct.
You know.
That's all.
Yeah,
You,
that's all.
you just know
Yeah,
it, but you
yeah.
know, eh, you don't even know what it is.
Right, right.
That's
But
what
you know it.
Yuji,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yuji also
Right,
says unknowing.
right, right,
So you see things, but unknowing.
right,
You don't
right.
even know their names or what is their purpose, what is the use. So they will go on as per their role, and they will end when the energy that pushes them is over. Then what is that energy that pushes them? In the case of all animals, plants, and other things, it is called as their instinctual energy, vasanas.
Right.
Whereas in our case, only human beings, there is a lot of instinctual energy which pushes and does the things. But there is also what is known as discretionary knowledge, discretionary energy. So we are uniquely endowed in this body to have that additional component which is not available for all animal, plant, and other kingdoms. So because you are endowed with that discretionary
That
energy of
is
power,
Viveka. That's the Viveka. Or
viveka,
what? Yeah, yeah,
exactly,
right. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You use the discretion to
Right,
distinguish between Atma and Anatma.
right,
And you more and more identify yourself with the Atma rather than the Anatma. So I feel less and less committed to the body, its requirements, relationships, activities, production, all that is related to the body. And let it do whatever it wants to do.
right.
Mind, body and mind. Whenever I say body, I mean the subtle body also.
Yeah, the whole. Yeah, yeah. BMI. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So body, that means Sushma,
Hmm.
Stula, as well as Karana. All these three shariras are involved.
Right, right, right. Then I was reading Neti Neti is one way, one thing, this
Correct.
is not there. And then Vairagya is also highly, like Shankara says, I will send you that thing where he says,
Even
to,
yoga
uh,
sister says that.
yeah, though those are two essential elements. One is Neti Neti will tell you, but just Neti Neti alone is not there if you have not Vairagya. Or
Correct.
it is go hand in hand or something like that. So
Yes,
the
all
Vairagya
these
is, yeah,
things have to go hand in hand because
yeah,
Neti Neti helps you to distinguish between Atma and Anatma,
yeah,
and Vairagya helps you to break your relation with the Anatma.
right,
So
yeah,
not
yeah.
only Shankara, even Sage Vasistha
Just say the same.
emphasized it long back. Very first requirement for a seeker on Advaita path is Nitya Anitya Viveka.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
First thing. Then Vairagya.
Vairagya, right. Yeah.
You see that Shat Sampatti, sadhana.
Yeah, right,
You
right.
know, the second one, that
Dama,
Shat
dama, yeah.
Sampatti is
Yeah.
all about Vairagya
Vairagya.
only.
Right, right, exactly. Right, right. Without that, you cannot. And that's the missing link
Yes,
in most of the
exactly.
people. Yeah, yeah,
So the
most of
rest is all just a story.
the story, right.
These two are most important, as you also said,
Yeah, yeah,
discrimination
yeah.
and detachment.
And detachment. Those are the two, neti neti and this, and that I will send you. That is very clearly stated by Shankara.
Shankara has
Yeah, in Brahman thing, I have made a note of that, which you have noted also. You had sent me a couple times that these are the two elements. Without that, you can never reach.
So
And
the detachment will be to the extent of feeling detached with the body
yeah,
and its relationships.
right,
You see your family, wives, children, they're
everyone.
all the body's
Yeah,
relationships.
that's right. Exactly right.
And as long as body is there, these relationships will
Will be
continue.
there. Right, right.
Because it is part of the world.
Yeah, right. It's your relationship with the body, which is you,
Correct.
which is
Yes.
that's BMI is that is the Vairagya part.
मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कारचित्तनिनहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवो